Good morning, everybody. Today is November 19th. It is 11:54 New York time, Eastern Standard Time, and today we're going to be going over an update of the Bitcoin stage analysis, and I'll also be showing some SPY and QQQ stage analysis because we have some new signs that have been showing up for the SPY, the leading indice, and we'll be taking a look at that because that can also impact how our risk-off assets like Bitcoin could potentially perform. Now, just to quickly go over the update from yesterday. So yesterday, we had a high volume type of hammer candle. So the buyers stepped in and drove the price back up. And let me actually move this because this is out of place. This should be at the 90K area since that is a major support. So right around there, you can see multiple touches. So we have Bitcoin. It tested below, a little bit cut below that 90K and price drove back up. So this is probably bottom fishers coming in and saying we want to hold the line of the 90, which is a good sign. But then today, as you can see, 7 hours till close, but it looks like it is actually going to close below the 90K, which is also a negative or more of a bearish sign. If we lose that support, we'd want to lose that support on high volume though. So today is an important day to be able to see, is there going to be a high volume close below 90K? So right now we could see if we go to the 1 hour, we could see if the volume is increasing. So yep, buyers stepped in, tried driving up the price. Some low volume, but then we had a really high volume at 10. So this is relatively new. We have some new high volume coming in, high volume sells, and potentially some more follow through that could be showing up right there. So again, no real big update on late stage 4 signs. Stocks or coins down 50 to 80% from highs. Forms short-term consolidation. No consolidation has formed yet. Selling has slowed down. Selling has not slowed down at this time. So we are now 29% from the all-time high. So that is that. One area that we mentioned yesterday was the I'm just going to flip over to here. Let me say that. One thing that we did talk about yesterday was the liquidation area because we were covering some of the on-chain analytics and we were saying that this is an area of liquidation. Right now we have an inside day. Inside day means that price is within the previous day candle. So if it continues to be an inside day, you could look at this as a as a contraction, price is contracting within here. But I really wouldn't be looking at this as a high probability good trading setup because of where we are currently in a distribution. A lot of selling pressure right now. But we did talk about this liquidation area, which I think is pretty interesting. That 90K area, that 90K support that we were talking about, it's a psychological level, but it's also an important level for the perpetual contracts. So the futures, people that are trading, since that's really what the market is in crypto right now. A lot of it is speculative based on the future, and people are. There's a high liquidation cascade that could happen in this area if we lose the 90K. So maintaining this 90K is very important from a liquidation standpoint. So I'd have to get the numbers and check the on-chain to see what the total amount of open, if this were to get liquidated. Over here, I believe this was like a $2.2 billion liquidation event. So it was very, very high. But over here, we don't know how much this could be. So I'd have to check. But so I wanted to point out some the SPY and since I updated my stage analysis for SPY, QQQ, just kind of did these. So we can see that some new signs showed up that are making me think that we are entering a stage 3 for the SPY. So let's go over this. And the reason why we want to look at SPY QQQ is because if we are getting a distribution, then maybe a stage 4 for the SPY, then that will impact risk on assets like Bitcoin even more. And we might see risk off assets like gold continue to rally. But gold has also been in a very strong uptrend recently, so there could be quite a bit of distribution that continues to happen. So let's just see. The event that made me really take notice of the stage 3 signs was one of the first signs that you look for is price cutting the 50-day on high volume. Now we can see through this uptrend, this stage 2 uptrend, that it respected the 20-day moving average, this blue line, very well, all the way up. And there was times, like right over here, where it tested the 50-day, but it continued. Now, this would be considered a little bit late stage in the stage 2 uptrend, since this has been going on for 200-something days. So we are getting a bit further along in this uptrend. So it would make sense that there would be some more distribution that could be happening the further along that you get extended, or the higher, the how high away you are from these moving averages is also a good indicator. So what we can see is a high volume. This is high volume, higher than all the other. High volume close below the 50-day. Now, we can also see that this is a doji candle, so price is trying to figure out where do we go. It wasn't a strong close below. It was strong. It was a strong close, but it's still also trying to figure out, do we continue up from here, and this is just a test, or are we going to continue to break down? So I'm really starting to pay attention right here as far as what is going to happen with price. Erratic price action, wide swings, no clean trend. This is starting to happen. I mean, we can see that there is a trend that was happening, but here it's starting to get pretty erratic. Testing the 50-day multiple times. There was cut below, it bounced back up. Price is starting to get erratic here. Volume spikes on down days but fails to lift price. So volume spikes on down days. We can see the volume spiking. And when price is trying to go up, this is also we can also see right here that wasn't able to make wasn't able to make a new high, which can happen. It can happen where price fails to make the new high, but it then continues. But here, where it fails to make the new high, it was low volume on the way up, but then the selling volume increases. That's not good. Good news no longer drives new highs. Demand is fading. I don't really listen to the news anymore, but yeah, I imagine that there's probably a lot of good news that's happening right now. I know that there is a lot of talk about the AI bubble collapsing, and there's a lot of fear. But even if good news is coming in, I imagine that, just because that's what happens, good news is coming out, but price continues to break down. Breakout attempts fail quickly or produce minimal gains. So again, this was kind of like that breakout attempt right here. It broke out, but then it just kind of rolled over. And sector and market showing early signs of weakness, and we can see that through QQQ. For example, QQQ, we can see signs of weakness here. Again, it's entering into that stage 3. If we look at the Russell, the small caps, we can actually see that it started a bit earlier. So it started November 6th, where for QQQ and SPY, really it was yesterday, I would say, is a pretty strong indicator of the unraveling. But small caps do move quite a bit earlier, and we could see that that's what was happening. You know, this is a very high volume close, but we can see here, cut below, and I might actually even just kind of move this one. I'd say it's probably more likely right there. There's that high volume, November 13th. So a few days before SPY and QQQ, but we can start to see that unraveling here. So some late stage 3 signs that we would be looking for: selling accelerating. Selling accelerates, volume rising or steady. So we have yet to see selling accelerate yet, but as of the moment, this is not a good this is not a good sign right here. We could see low volume, price tried to drive it back up to the 50-day, it shoots back down. This is a falling, I believe that's called a falling star, where it goes up and then comes back down, so it's fallen down. Or tombstone, I think is what it's called. I'm still learning my candlestick names here, but forgive me. Rallies fail at prior support, now acting as resistance. 50-day was support, now it's acting potentially as that resistance. Fundamentals still look good, but price action is deteriorating. I wouldn't say that fundamentals have really looked good this entire cycle. From what I understand is that earnings have really been up, but yeah, the price of the stocks has not been reflecting how companies have actually been performing. And then group leaders are weakening, sector rolling over. So if we were to look at some of the other group leaders, like NVIDIA, Apple, Meta, Tesla, things like that, we would see that they are weakening, rolling over. So, but we'd want to we would see that, yeah. So next, what we would be looking for is the more of that stage 4 decline. We'd want to see more stage 4 signs, and that's what we'd be looking for next. So stage 4 signs, if we were to enter, because you can go from a stage 2 straight to a stage 4. That happens. You don't have to go through a stage 3. Sometimes you just enter stage 4. But the transition would be profit taking, distribution, and then decline. So things that we'd be looking for stage 4: weak bounces, can't reclaim the 50-day. It's now acting as resistance. Well, we did see that. Volume expanding on down days, even without news. There's some volume expanding on the down days. We haven't seen full multiple days of down. Price breaks major support with conviction. I mean, that was a pretty major support. That 50-day broke with conviction. Price now falling below the 200-day or the 40-week moving average. So we can see here we'd have to go down about another 7% in order to break that. Lower highs and lower lows form consistently. We have yet to see that. Bounces happen on low volume. So bounces happen on low volume, but sell-offs occur on increasing volume. So sell-offs occur on, bounces happen on low volume bounce. Well, but really we're seeing the low volume bounce up to the 50-day, and we are seeing that right there. So that's pretty low volume bounce up to the 50-day, and then the sell-off occur on increasing volume. So the rest of the week we want to see, are the sell-offs going to be on increasing volume or not? Relative strength is diving. Can't really compare relative strength for the S&P because that's what you are showing relative strength against is the S&P. So like that. So stocks down 50 to 80% from highs. This would have to be corrected for the S&P because we're not going to see individuals. Maybe if we're looking at some of the leading stocks, those high growth stocks, we could see them down at the 50 to 80%. So that's something that we would have to monitor. But we could also, for stage 4, we can see that price typically could go down 20, 30% for the SPY. Over here we saw, 20%. Over here we saw quite a bit more, but 27%. So stocks could be down. And SPY down 20 to 30% plus. Forms of short-term consolidation rather than continuing straight down, and selling has slowed. So that's what we're looking for right now. We're going to keep these updated right now. It's showing some pretty clear signs of stage 3. We'd want to be able to see, maybe some more confirmation of the 50-day, because what could happen is it just, bounces down here, V-shaped type recovery, and back up we go, and then that's it. Maybe we just continue the uptrend, and this was just a big scare. But if we start losing this 50-day and it starts to become resistance, and we see increasing selling, then we can we can confirm that, okay, this is very much a stage 3, potentially going into that stage 4, and that's what we're looking for. So yeah, and then just to give an update, so I like to this is my daily, or I haven't been doing this daily for a while. I've been kind of stepped away, but now I'm getting back into the routine. This is my macro analysis. So just real quick, SPY stage 2 uptrend. We might have to change this pretty soon to be a stage 3. MMTH, so that's that the stocks above the 50-day. Or the 200-day, I'm sorry. We could see here, we had a big cut there, and it's teeter-tottering. It's going into that area where it's not. This is the not healthy zone, and this is very unhealthy zone. So we're MMTH is getting there. VIX 24, we saw VIX spike as well, just like that. VIX is spiked, and this is the volatility index. See VIX spiking. Bitcoin, it's a PCT-D rating, total 3 ES. So looking at those, all the altcoins, you can see not looking healthy. PCT-D rating. PCT is the one of the indicators that we use for relative strength. This is relative strength in relation to Bitcoin. D rating. Bitcoin, triple confirmation. Triple confirmation is what we use for confirming a strong coin or a strong stock. So the trend is down. If we look at Bitcoin and yeah, like we saw already, trend is down. Not good. It's a D, 52-week lows, action. It's breaking these big supports, just not healthy. And then we like to look at the total. What's the total in crypto? 3 trillion. It's dropping down. Was at 4. Now we lost $1 trillion. What's $1 trillion, give or take? ETH market cap, Bitcoin market cap 1.82. Ethereum market cap has been dropping as well. Stablecoin market cap hasn't really changed too much. I also like to look at the top 10 alts as well as the top 10 or the top 140. So everything but the top 10. I like to call them the small cap alts. So if we look at this, we can see here, this is the small cap alts. not looking too good. Bottoming here. And the top 10 alts looking even worse. The MMTH, which we talked about, so all the crypto coins above the 200-day, it's at 18% right now. Not good. The PCT screener that we use, so that's a screener that we use to find all of the coins that have more momentum, that are showing some relative strength. 61 coins that are 50 million and above, 50 million market cap and above, are showing relative strength. So not good. Social sentiment, fear and greed's at 16. So yesterday was 15. Coinbase app rank. I like to look at this to see how if people are coming in. I saw this get down to like the 100s not too long ago, just a few days, maybe last week or so. People trying to bottom fish and become an exit liquidity. So top gainers, this is also an important one to look at, that I like to look at. Top 100 gainer, so the top 100 coins. This one did a 35% gain. Not that great in relation. If that's the best that there is. Top 100 loser, also, not terrible, -8%. And then the top 500 gainer, so this is going to be your small caps included. To me, that's concerning when a top 100 coin is outperforming the small caps. And then the top 500 loser, small cap was real, -26%. So that's an update for today. We'll keep an eye out, and we'll post another video tomorrow to give another update. All right, take care, everybody.